And this, of course, is about what is happening within the state of Israel. Divisions, it appears, at least on the face of it, appear to be deepening in Israel's wartime cabinet. Now, according to reports in the Israeli media, a minister of the wartime cabinet, Benny Gantz, who's also the head of the National Unity Party, is set to travel to Washington on Sunday. And he's going to hold several meetings with the U.S. officials. The announcement has outraged the incumbent Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And according to reports, Gantz's U.S. visit has not been planned in coordination with the Prime Minister. And this is contrary to the government regulations, which require every minister to get travel clearance from the Prime Minister. In fact, local media reported that Netanyahu has made it clear to Gantz that there is only one Prime Minister of Israel at the moment. Now, Gantz is further expected to travel to London from Washington. His visit comes at a time when the rift between the U.S. and Israel is also growing and tensions are already high due to a deadly incident in Gaza. What Israel claims is a stampede, the Palestinians are saying is a deliberate attack that was carried out by the Israeli forces and is tantamount to a war crime and a massacre. More than 112 Palestinians got killed, over 700 are said to be grievously injured. Many of them have got gunshot wounds in their bodies. Global pressure is mounting over Israel's staunchest ally over its no-holds-barred support for this brutal war in which more than 30,000 Palestinians have been killed so far. Now, President Joe Biden's administration has been raising alarm about Israel's potential Rafah ground invasion.
Without that credible plan, a major operation in Rafah would be a disaster. We agree with that. And we're continuing to talk to our Israeli counterparts about what that plan might look like.
The Biden government is also losing out on patience with Netanyahu for his refusal to work out a workable post-war plan. Washington has been pushing for a two-state solution, but the wartime Prime Minister has outrightly refused the idea of having another independent Palestinian state. There are also disagreements within the war cabinet as well as over the next course of action to bring back the refugees in the ceasefire deal. Now, there are at least about 100 captives, Israeli captives, who are in the custody of Hamas. Domestically, the pressure is rising on Netanyahu week after week. The Israelis are protesting and they're calling for the wartime leader to actually step down because he's failed in his responsibility of providing security to the state of Israel. I earlier spoke with Mr. David Dunn, who joined me live from Birmingham. David Dunn is a professor of international politics at the University of Birmingham. Listen to what he had to say.
I think what we're seeing here is an attempt by Gantz to indicate to the wider Israeli population that he is an independent voice from the government, although he's part of a national unity government, that actually he doesn't want to be associated with all the decisions of that. So it's a way of showing his independence, of showing that there is an alternative to Netanyahu, which of course he represents. And it also gives him the chance, once he's back from Washington and London, to speak with more authority, having had those conversations in the cabinet meetings, and to put forward alternatives to those which Netanyahu have been pushing. So it's a way of trying to strike a different pose, to create visible difference between himself and the Prime Minister, which of course is why Netanyahu doesn't like it.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.